The fate of the King super shooter will soon be in the hands of the jury. Yesterday, the defense called its last witness in the trial of the man who killed 10 people on March 22, 2021. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The jury will have to decide if he knew right from wrong and acted with intent on the day of the shooting. Jurors get the day off today. They'll be back in court tomorrow morning for closing arguments and to hear their instructions before beginning to deliberate.
Today, a judge is set to arraign one of the men accused of vandalizing the MLK Monument in Denver. Metal pieces were stolen from the monument back in February. Investigators say 68-year-old Herman Duran took the pieces off the monument and sold them for scrap. The other suspect charged in this case is 47-year-old Robert Duran. The two are not related. Herman's arraignment is set for 8:30 this morning in Denver.
The Federal Reserve cut its key interest rate for the first time in 4 years yesterday, which is huge news for the real estate industry. Realtors here in Denver are already seeing mortgage rates drop. The Fed slashed interest rates half a point, which could make weaving through the real estate market a more pleasant experience. It could also open up more options in Denver, which is usually a tight market. Although the drop in rates could mean a surge in interest, a local realtor tells us it likely won't be as wild of a market as it was during the height of COVID.
I'm hopeful that we aren't going to see quite the intensity that we saw during the pandemic years. We are seeing many properties with multiple offers and going under contract within the first weekend.
With this drop coming at the tail end of summer, Snicker says this is usually the time when more homes are on the market, and this is carving out a window for folks who've been watching and waiting on when to buy.
Zooming out, more people across the country applied for mortgages even before the rate cut was announced. According to the Mortgage Bankers Association, total mortgage applications nationwide shot up 14.2% last week compared to 2 weeks ago. Applications to refinance a home loan were up 24%, and mortgage applications for a new home purchase were up 5%.
Flight attendants at Frontier voted to authorize a strike. The airline headquartered here in Denver is basically calling the move a publicity stunt and a scare tactic. Strike vote ballots were sent out to 4,000 attendants last month. The Association of Flight Attendants says they don't like the out and back business model that started earlier this year. That model means flight attendants come home every night. They say the previous business model kept them away from home for a few days, which is a reason they chose to fly with Frontier. They say this new model is taking more out of their pockets.
So our goal is to bring back what's been taken from us by taking away the overnights and the hotel transportation and those things. We're fighting to get that back now. While it is a great thing for Frontier, and we understand that Frontier needs to make money, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be levied onto the backs of the flight attendants to make that money.
Frontier says it's been meeting with the AFA every month for direct bargaining, but negotiations aren't at a point where a legal strike can happen. The airline says the vote was done to scare people. Our 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor says there are a lot of moving parts.
The flight attendants are ready to strike. They voted overwhelmingly to do so, but they may be delayed because there is a process they have to go through, and that process involves the National Mediation Board declaring there's a deadlock and then issuing a 30-day cooling off period. Until that happens, they can't really go forward.
Traylor says this isn't out of the ordinary. A group of senators are urging the National Mediation Board to expedite its process because some airline workers have been waiting for years to get to strike.
Taking a look at our nation's capital this morning, where House lawmakers are still trying to prevent a government shutdown after the House failed to pass a new spending bill. The 6-month funding extension led by the GOP failed to get through the House last night with a final tally of 202 to 220. 14 Republicans voted against it and 3 Democrats voted in favor. The extension included the SAVE Act, which focuses on preventing non-citizens from voting. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has not said what steps will now be taken in order to prevent a shutdown.
So now we go back to the playbook, we'll draw up another play, and we'll come up with a solution. I'm already talking to colleagues about their many ideas. We have time to fix the situation, and we'll get right to it.
Former President Donald Trump has been calling on Republicans to let a shutdown happen if the SAVE Act is not approved.
The Miami-Dade police officer who threw Dolphin star Tyreek Hill to the ground and handcuffed him last week had several complaints filed against him before this. WPLG in Miami obtained the employee profile for Daniel Torres, showing his work history dating back to 1996. The file showed complaints including 7 use of force allegations. He was involved in more than a dozen use of force incidents and has been disciplined 10 times. Hill was released and cited for a seatbelt violation and careless driving. Since then, he has called for Officer Torres to be removed from the force.
The U.S. is dead last when it comes to key health care measures compared to other wealthy nations around the world. This is all according to a new report by the Commonwealth Fund Research Group. The report shows that Americans are sicker, have lower life expectancies, and struggle to afford essential health care. They noted people living in the U.S. face the most avoidable deaths. The top 3 performing countries in the report were Australia, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. The bottom 3 countries were Switzerland, Germany, and the United States.
Well, one thing to know about the weather for today, we've got mostly dry, warm conditions that'll last into tomorrow as well. Then this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we got the potential for an inch or more of rain for us in Denver, mainly Saturday night and Sunday, and several inches of snow possible for us above 9,000 feet in elevation. I'll have more details on all this coming up in my full forecast in just a couple of minutes. Brianna?
Chris, thank you so much. 6:09 is your time. Sky 9 giving us a better look of this vehicle versus pedestrian crash that I've been talking about all morning. You can see there's a heavy police presence, and they've blocked off the entry ramp if you're hopping onto I-70 this morning. This is going to cause some major backups for those taking Colorado Boulevard. Again, the entry ramp is blocked off. There is crime scene tape. We know one person was taken to the hospital. This is according to the Denver Police Department. Denver Police right now is investigating this ongoing crash. So I do want to switch things over quickly to our main maps if we can, just so I can show you exactly where this is happening. Best alternate route for you right now is going to be Smith Road or MLK to Quebec.